Wi'n caru merch yn dar, a honno braidd yn ddeunaw wod. Ei charu na chai, ei chyrradd. Mae egin dan ynghyn, yn ddwfn y mwg ei llygau llwyd. A nwyd y nos yn llosgi yn ein coflaid tyn. Wi'n caru merch a hi braidd yn ddeunaw od. Wi'n caru merch yn dar, yn anterth ei ieuenctid. Ond fydd y fenyw i fi fwyach. Mae cusa'n hael ar air, ac ar ei chroen fel allor byw. A ryw ryfeddod hen ond tystioen ddeu'n gair. Wi'n caru merch ar frig ei ieuenctid. Wi'n caru merch yn dar, a honno'n newydd fel y wawr. Mae byd yn newid nawr mewn enid. Mae sail perthynas iach yn tyfu fesul a nawdur. A bydd ei mam yn glir ym mhob symudiad bach. Wi'n caru merch a hi newydd fel y wawr. Wi'n caru merch yn dar, yn dri neu'n bedwar i gynod. Ei charu'n ar a fwyf a'i chynnal. Mae ysbryd gwych o hyd yn gryf mewn corff sy'n plygu'n gryf. A hun o hir yn orfod ddaw i ben i'n byd. Wi'n caru merch a hi'n bedwar i gynod. Wi'n caru merch a braidd yn deunaw.
Saun ivren jo lach Bailin is geske deluer genini oro Aun ivren jo lach Jesus doji nelgus melam Master baj var me gayrod me gayle vuglakut ni odes ni okun enarige oro aun ivren jo lach Turtum no lovi nelgus melam Moshir bajor gajoni glakut noira shi do khosh magoy no fan shi do ro au livin la tam da lovi ne logus melyo ni fa kho khawele ro ni vin la ach she khotin do go khol go widil ro au livin la tam da lovi ne logus melyo farba ma meta bare farslås lawyer ga jag någon nummer och det vinner la vinner la semla farma med ta bare farslås lawyer ga jag någon nummer och det vinner la story la semla farma med ta bare farslås lawyer ga jag någon nummer och det vinner la This is story ne laga simulum.
Dublin streets and roads, down the years came great musicians and balladeers. There was a special one, a red-haired minstrel boy, but when he passed away, the city mourned its favorite son. All around the market, down the quays, the sad news spread, the liberties, the minstrel boy's gone. He'd sing no more, but look, somehow we know we'll never see your likes again. He used to laugh and sing, he loved the jar, his songs rang out in many city bars. I walked down Raglan Road, near which he used to live. I'm sad for Luke, he had so very much left to give. All around the market, down the quays, the sad news spread, the liberties, the minstrel boy's gone. He'll sing no more, but Luke, somehow we know we'll never see your likes again. Now the show is over, the curtains down, a flame no longer burns in Dublin town. As long as the Liffey flows beneath O'Connell Bridge. You'll be remembered, Luke, for all your songs and all you did. All around the market, down the quays, the sad news spread, little liberties, the minstrel boy's gone. He'll sing no more, but Luke, somehow we know we'll never see your lace again.
You are tuning into the second episode of the Celtic Music Fan Podcast, and we started the first set with a track from Jamie Smith's Mabon, and it's called Caripim Merk, and this is taken from Windblown, followed by The Calling by Maeve, taken from the album of the same title, and it's out now, so it's a fantastic album. If you don't have the copy yet, better check it out. Next is Sayuvnyu Brinula from Liam Winley, taken from the Highland Sessions, and he happens to be the lead singer of Hot House Flowers, and I'm very honored to have an interview with him for the Celtic Music Fan website. And we close our first set with The Dublin Minstrel from John Breen, and this is John's unique version of Luke Kelly's tribute song, and this is from his first album, first self-titled album. We just played a bunch of instrumental tracks there, starting with Hornpipes for Uncle Joe by Maxim Cormier, and it's taken from his self-titled debut album, okay, which is purely instrumental, followed by The Congress Reel by Poutine, also named for a traditional Irish distilled, highly alcoholic beverage. And we end the set with The Draw by Nua, taken from their 4-track EP.
That drink is on the rise. Well, I met a girl named Whiskey. She had me at the side. She's a visiting disaster. Makes you laugh and makes you cry. Drink with me and whiskey tonight. And then suddenly a shot. With a smile, whiskey turns my head, brings me back around, drifting on a long lost honeymoon, higher than a kite. Drink with me and whiskey tonight. Sunday morning and I know something's not right. Staring at reflections left out trouble from last night. She says I'm sorry, but there's laughter in her eyes, with this ringing of her hips and the innocence alright. Living life in total disarray, a firestorm at night. Drink with me and whiskey tonight. Never built to rehab, never properly broke down. Put my life together, travel at the speed of sound. The television says that drink is on the rise. Well, I met a girl named Whiskey. She had me at the side. She's a visiting disaster. Makes you laugh and makes you cry. Drink with me and whiskey tonight. Drink with me and whiskey tonight. Whiskey tonight. Whiskey tonight. Whiskey tonight.
Donde me va a ver para un colore, donde me va a ver para un colore. Mi huele ma mi c'è di damba donde no ara din da damba la what's carriera vede. Mi huele ma mi fresca la 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 no what's carriera vede. Baby monda dall'idea un che ma wai baby monda dall'idea un che ma wai e alla di casi di damba donde no ara din da damba di me da wai e ora di team, but I don't know Fatti meglio da guai, non che ho me servicer, non che tua di vede, non che come per piser, non che tua di vede, ne vedo una cosa in bar, e ne rambaro, da ventare becche, per un narcotinan, per nel mare beve, per gare ti madana, per gaguare, per gare ti madana, per gaguare, anche se conosce ciò, ma di cappando sarete, anche se commercio sound, cappando sarete, me pa wande wene no, me ne wela nita, me pa connerte no, me ne wela nita, me pa wande rente no, me ne wela nita, me pa connerte no, me ne wela nita, me de boscas villan pandina, de la 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 no, da dam da dam de no, de la dam da de no, bosque villo goza, da wele hawa vive, benne vedi dan dan, wele voy vei, benne vedi dan dan, da wele hawa vive, benne vedi dan dan, wele voy vei, benne vedi dan dan, wari sen you wa ne ni la 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 no la 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 ni ta la la no, anche de la reva, wari sen you wa ne, anche de la reva, tu va parle, anche de la reva, wari sen you wa ne, anche de la reva, tu va parle, anche de la reva, no se cama coscettina, la 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 no la 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 no, macchina madorina, prima mi San Michel, voglio da pigliare, 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 vada con una uomo di la 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 il signori anche dom 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 de do dom do del do dom di dom de do da la 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 del do di la den la la din di ta de la den do di la dom da de do da la 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 del do la dom da de do mi la 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 de do la 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 de do la 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 de do la 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 de do la 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 del do.
We were bound home in October from the shores of Labrador, trying to race a bold nor'easter and snow too. When the wind swept down upon us, making day as dark as night, just before we made the land at Baccaloo, where we tried to clear the island as we brought her further south. But the wind from out the nor'east stronger blew, and our lookout soon he shouted, for right there dead ahead, through the snow squalls loomed the cliffs of Baccaloo. And it was hard down with the tiller as we struggled with the sheets, trying our best to haul them in a foot or two. With our decks so sharply tilted, we could scarcely keep our feet as we struggled on the rocks at Baccaloo. For the combers beat her under, and I thought she'd never rise, and her main boom was bending nigh in two, and our hands come to windward as they stared with straining eyes down to leeward at the cliffs of Baccaloo. For to leeward stood the island, and to windward was the gale, and the blinding sleet it cut you through and through. two hands at the wheel. We hauled her from the cliffs of Bacaloo. Yes, we hauled her to the southward, and her canvas stood the strain, and the blinding snow squalls from the northeast blew. But our hearts were beating gladly when no longer could we view down to leeward at the cliffs of Bacaloo. Down to leeward at the cliffs of Bacaloo.
There's a song by Alison Crow called The Cliffs of Bacaloo, and this is from the Newfoundland Vinyl album. Before that is a track from Brittany from the band Shaiha Dekal, and I'm not going to attempt to pronounce the title of this. I might commit a mistake. However, you can check the info of the track on the information section of this podcast. And yes, we started the set with Whiskey Tonight by the Indulgence. There'll be more. I'm leaving you with this track from Sue Aston. And this is called The Homecoming from the Inspirational Journey. You have a great week ahead. And again, thank you for tuning into the Celtic Music Fan Podcast. Kayad Mea Falche. Slime Che.